Hey YouTube, RAPTall here with another battle. This is with my new Hail team. I'm really excited about it. I wanted to make it for a long time, but after watching a video of TeamNubagator's Ice Team, like, alright, this is the time to finally make one. So I started with the Bombastone, started off the Hail going, and he has Rose Raid. Now, I know these things can have Sleep Powder, but for some reason I was thinking I was just going to try and set up Toxic Spikes. So I go to my Flygon, and I'm like, dope, that was stupid, because I actually have a Rest Talker on this team, which could have easily taken that Sleep Powder, but what are you going to do? As you can see, this Flygon has leftovers. It is not the normal Scarfed set. It is actually a Toxic Staller set. Toxic Staller set. There we go. I think it's kind of cool. I'm liking it so far. This Frostlass is a mix of kind of two sets. Part like the Trick lead, except not in the lead spot, obviously. I've actually debated putting it in the lead spot. Be like, oh, you know, it's just a Frostlass lead. But, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how it works out. So I trick the Scarf onto the Tentacruel, which overall is probably a pretty good play. This thing is its spinner, and it also can spikes, so you know it kind of cripples it. I go into my Starmie, figuring it can take any attacking move it can have, and I can blow away the layer of toxic spikes. Entry hazards are a big problem for ice type teams. Stealth rocks is a big weakness. Spikes is always nasty, no matter what you have, and all of that. So yeah, I believe I don't know what to say. I go to my champ. This is my Rest Talker, by the way. I figure if he's going to keep going for the Sludge Bomb, I can take it pretty decently. And if he decides to stay in and hit me a couple times, I can just go for the rest, and everything will be okay. I want to just go for the Dynamic Punch, take a good chunk out of the Tentacruel or whatever wants to come in, and get the Confusion Hacks, which is always one of the best things about No Guard Machamp with Dynamic Punch. The Confusion Hacks can really save your butt, if you're lucky enough. Tentacruel has a pretty good physical wall, so I'm just going to kind of switch out, expecting a Grass-type move. So I go to my Bombastone, but he gets confused anyway. I don't remember. I probably go for the. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I go for the Blizzard here. He predicts that, goes into the Tentacruel. At this point, I don't want to Leech Seed the Tentacruel because a lot of them have that Liquid Ooze ability, which would hurt me instead of it would hurt me more than it would hurt him. I don't even know if it takes away his health or if it just screws you over. But yeah. So not really expecting what he's going to do. Still goes in for the Sludge Bomb, or maybe he went for the Sludge Bomb once on the... I can't remember. But anyway, he gets a crit on the Flygon. I'm like, it doesn't do a lot, but it's like, oh well. He does resist it thanks to the ground typing. At this point, I'm bringing in Flygon to try and burn off some turns of sleep. Because this could be a very... Flygon did nothing in this battle for me, which I was kind of sad about. It can be very useful at Toxic Styling, plus it has some decent attacks for coverage and all of that. It goes for the hidden power, I'm assuming Ice, but it misses thanks to the Snow Veil, Snow Cloak, Snow Veil. But anyway, I'm expecting it to try and go for the Toxic Spike, so I taunt it, which is exactly what happens. Made me very happy. Now, I want to set up some spikes of my own. I knew this thing could learn Leaf Storm, but I wasn't really thinking about it at the time. So I saw Leaf Storm, like, oh, crap. That's not good. So it takes out my Frostlass in one hit. I was really bummed about that. If I was smart, I might have just gone for the Blizzard. But anyway, so I go into my Starmie. This is probably a dumb move on my part, but I'm thinking, okay, it has a -2 with the Leaf Storm. So maybe if I recover up with my bulky Starmie, I can live, but it's still like 70 base power with a -2 plus stab plus super effective. There's no chance. That was just dumb on my part. Do I go for the Blizzard here? I go for the Blizzard here. He has the -4, so I'm like, even if the thing hit me, it's still not going to do much at this point. So as you can see, his Tentacruel is more or less dead. And knowing that the Tentacruel is going to be dying in a turn or two, I don't really care what attack it does, so I just set up a substitute because I'm pretty sure it can't break it. But he does go for the Rapid Spin, which kind of sucks. It gets rid of my one-layer spikes. I mean, it is only one layer of spikes, which it doesn't amount to a whole lot, but every little bit always helps. Now that I'm up behind a sub, I just want a Blizzard, whatever the heck decides to come in afterwards. This is a sub protect Walrein. You know, the Stallerin biggest pain in the ass set of if you're facing a Hail team. But I decided I'm not gonna do that. It'd take way too long to sub protect, sub protect, sub protect, and it's just way too boring. So I go for the toxic on this thing. I do go for the protect to get at least the one turn of toxic getting going here. I know since the Machamp does have leftovers, it's obviously going to take a while to get down since toxic is really the only thing doing damage to it. I do want to save both my Walrein and Abomasnow for later in the battle, so whenever they're in danger, I do switch them out. Expecting the Dynamic Punch, because, why wouldn't you go to that? Go back into my Flygon. If I was smart, I would probably still have my Frostlass around, and I could have put that out, but whatever. Pretty much Flygon is in your part, not really for fodder. I was kind of hoping it would wake up. It has burned at least, I'd say, 1 to 2 turns of sleep, so I'm like, oh, maybe I'll get the wake up, but no dice. So he was going to attack me with the Stone Edge. I didn't really understand why, but I guess it doesn't really matter, because I'm going to die either way to Hail. But at this point, at least the Machamp is going to die also. So it sucks my Flygon never got to do anything. He's one of the counters to counter parts of my team. Yeah, that sounds right. Going to Abomasnow, expecting whatever. When he went back in the Rose Raid, I'm like, I should probably switch out into the Machamp, because he's probably going to try and Sleep Powder me again, because that's what he did last time. I'm like, I'll just stay in. It was stupid. But, I get the first turn, wake up, go for the Blizzard, and get a critical hit. I'm like, oh yeah, go me. Yeah. Stuff. Yeah. Anyway, I'm just going to go for the Protect to get the one more turn of Hail on this guy, and he has 1 turn left before he dies. I really don't want him to die, so I switch into the Walrein. Obviously, it's not going to be super effective or resisted since I am part Ice, but that's okay. Even though I don't take it super well, I still take it, and with Ice Body and leftovers, I am pretty much back at 50% health. And this time I expect him to go for the Sleep Powder, and this time he doesn't. Like, oh, come on, the one time I make the right play of switching, you decide to mix things up. It's like, damn you, Roserade, you and your punkness. You'd think a Grass type wouldn't be as big of a problem to this team, being, revolving around Ice, but apparently it is. I don't know how that works. I don't even know. Whatever. Go for the 1 turn of Protect to get up a nice, decent chunk of my health before switching back out, now that I know he's going for the Leaf Storm. And I know I'm no longer resistant. I know he's probably going to go for the Sleep Powder again. I'm like, okay, this thing is hit every single time so far. I think Sleep Powder doesn't have that great of an accuracy. It's about time this thing misses. And it misses! I'm like, that's frickin' right, you stupid leaf, flower, plant thing. Go die. Go die in a snowstorm. Yeah. At this point, he has 3 Pokemon left, I believe. Tentacruel only has 1 turn before it's going to die, so I just go for the Protect. But he's smart, probably expects the Protect, goes for the Toxic Spikes, which, I mean, they aren't going to make any difference in this battle at this point. And being the 1 layer of Toxic Spikes versus the 2 layers, I'm going to be able to do whatever. I was thinking this Espeon might have Signal Beam, but I figured I could still probably live it anyway, so I'm going to go for the Leech Seed, and that's going to help me out quite a bit at this point, because I can Leech Seed him, I can Protect, and that'll get me back up a very healthy chunk of my HP after that first Psychic. And of course, that is also hurting the Espeon. At this point, he's going to decide to switch, probably because he wants to get rid of the Leech Seed on him, maybe predicting something other than an attack. He goes on his Tangrowth, which is his last guy. I mean, I wasn't really predicting here. I was just going to go for the Blizzard either way, but he decides to switch, and I get the KO on the Tangrowth. I'm like, well, I mean, if he stayed in with the Espeon and just brought that guy out after Espeon died, it probably wouldn't have changed much, but either way, I'm just going to go for the Blizzard to finish off this Espeon, and that's going to be the game. So Good job, Ambushino. He was my opponent this time, and it was a pretty fun match. I was pretty scared for most of the battle and was able to make a comeback towards the end. Anyway, hope you guys like the new Ice Team. I think it's pretty cool. I like it. I think it has some potential. It's not the greatest battle, or not the greatest team that I think I've made, but it is pretty cool, and I think after working out a few kinks, it could be really good. Anyway, comment, rate, sub, and I will talk to you guys later. Peace out.